It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
No fear, no fear, no fear here on Declare Your Independence. With me, Ernest Hancock, each and every day here on the LRN.FM network from Phoenix, Arizona, here at the beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Let me tell you what we're going to do today. Today, you know, I have a gentleman on, Fernando Salguero, that is going to, a gentleman I met in Philadelphia, and we're going to get to him in just a minute. I got you there, Fernando?
Yes, sir.
You hold on for just a moment. I want to preface the show today. I don't want you to think I forgot about you. We're going to get to you.
No worries.
All right, here we go. Today is the GOP Grand Old Party debates. Now, what do we call it? It's a debate between what? You know, is there we have Dr. Paul versus everybody else. RD doesn't matter. But I want to share this one thing with you. For those of you that are online, you can go to the top of Freedom's Phoenix right now, and you'll see what I did is last April 16th, I interviewed Gary Johnson. Now, he came into the studio, live broadcast we did from a workshop, and he came in for an hour. The first hour, we sat down, and I got to ask him all the questions that a good revolutionary would want to know the answers to. Better than most. I mean, you know, here in the Southwest, being a neighboring governor of New Mexico, there was a lot of things that he had done that were very courageous. He had he had more vetoes than all the other governors put together, which I thought was very cool. Well, what are you going to do? I'm going to not freaking sign any of your crap. I mean, so that's cool. He also made a lot of headlines here in Arizona when he came to a border state conference they had at the Arizona State Legislative Complex down there. He was actually, I think it was in the House or something. And he stood up and he said, we got to end this drug war. Ooh, man, all the reporters calling me saying, ooh, what do you think of that? I'm like, you know, seriously? Now, some of the good reporters, you know, I know that a lot of people may find this maybe distasteful, but they already had it written. They always do that. So they go, Ernie, I wrote this. We're on deadline. Here's a quote I said. You say, I go, yeah, it's good enough. Go. And I tell you, when they know what you're going to say and just want you to confirm a quote or something, you know you've had some impact. They already know what the deal is. They already know the rhetoric. They already, you know, hey, Ernie, is this okay? Yeah, great. Go with it, man. Because it's stuff we've been saying for years anyway. What happened, though, is that, you know, as he becomes a more of a prominent candidate for 2012, I could see what was happening. The establishment definitely did not want Dr. Ron Paul for so many reasons, most notably central banking, Federal Reserve, what's coming, financial crisis, we're going to have to pull in the horns of the empire, blah, blah, blah. So what happened is Gary Johnson becomes a bleed from the support. Hopefully, in their minds, that's what they're thinking. But they thought the same thing with Bob Barr from the Libertarian Party. Oh, well, Bob Barr, you know, we'll pull support from Dr. Paul, and then when he's gone, we have, you know, the cocopusses out there. We got control of the conservative libertarian kind of wing Cato thing, and we'll go ahead and take all that and put it over here in the Bob Barr thing, and we'll do whatever we want and have that suitcase of votes that we're going to go around and have a voting block of our own. So I could see what was going on, even whether Gary realized it or not. I knew that there was going to be at least enough support for Gary Johnson's campaign in the GOP from the Republican Liberty Caucus, from the GOP, from the tried and true and the people of, that even though Okay, this is what I know. We'll see what happens. No, we just go into the future a couple of months and we'll see what happens here. Think about this. What happens when you had the Reason Foundation and Cato and all these other guys? They wouldn't support Dr. Paul in the 08. Now they're like, oh, man, we missed that bus. So now they're kind of, behind the scenes. They're going, well, yeah, maybe we'll do an endorsement. We'll say a couple nice things. We'll kind of whatever, but what will they do? Will they choose Dr. Paul over Gary Johnson? Will they go with Dr. Paul under some kind of condition that he endorsed Gary Johnson later? Or they talk about running mates and all this kind of... It's politics. I see it coming. And it's all to do a bleed from this hardcore, no compromise, agorist, we aren't playing a pox in all your houses, you're still voting, kind of mentality. So are they going to be able to use Dr. Paul, the Republican Liberty Caucus, the GOP, Gary Johnson, to try and create a very narrow balance beam path from the agorist, we're getting ready for, we know what's coming, people, back into politics to participate and get the energy in for the Republicans to go after Obama after he's going to be the peace guy. We got Osama, man. We're pulling out of Afghanistan. See, I pinky sweared. I told you I was going to be the peace guy, and now I am. I'm going to earn my Nobel Peace Prize that I took a dump on, okay? So I'm going, all right. I see where this is going. In April, day after tax day, April 16th, I had Gary Johnson in studio for an hour. Now, it was a nice conversation. I had met him, recently again in December. He came here to speak at, it was a Bill of Rights Day up at the Wrigley Mansion at Arizona Biltmore. And I can see his rhetoric and see where he's going. But when he's pressed, how hard is he on this rhetoric? How much does he have, when you challenge him, can he go the second, third, fourth level deep? And support from a foundation what he's advocating, like Dr. Paul does. Go listen to the hour that I did with Gary Johnson, and you'll make up your own mind. I just got a communication from Dr. Ron Paul's office that, yes, he will be participating in writing an article for the inaugural edition of Freedom's Phoenix magazine. Now, we are, we're on it, man. Now, this magazine's going to be very, 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 very cool. And it's perfect timing. Now, my guest today, I segue into this. I always got a theme, man. Here we go. Fernando has a site. I met him in Philadelphia, and I was introduced to him by James Babb, another great libertarian activist there. They're the guys that did WeWon'tFly.com and a lot of other activity, and FedStock too. They were part of the group that brought me out there for that. Now, he has a meetup. It's at meetup.com. You go there, and it's Survive and Thrive Philadelphia region. So you put Survive and Thrive in Philadelphia and Google Meetup, something, boom, there it is. They do a lot of meeting, and this is why he's here. We'll talk some philosophy and what motivated him and, and the transition he made from, liberal Democrat kind of, learning the truth and how he's raising his family now and preparing for what's coming. As we have silver take a dump. You know what I did today? I'll tell you. I sold a bunch of silver mine stock stuff that I had. It was a lot higher before. it went down a little bit and so on. I still made a bunch of money. So, from 5,000 to 6,000, whatever, a little bit. So what I did is I sold all that, and I'm going, ooh, give me my money back. I want to go buy me some silver to put in my hand again. I'm trying. Silver's going down. Yay. You know what that means? It means I get to buy more. That's what it means. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just, I like when it goes down like this because you know what that means? It's going to go up. Why? You think the government's going to stop spending money? Going to stop warring? Going to stop quantitative easing? Going to stop printing? Heck no. Heck no. We know what's coming. And so does Fernando. So Fernando, along with his friends and other associates, they create a meetup. They get together and they start learning about how to build homes that, be more efficient, safer, against the galloping hordes. Firearms, water purification, growing food, raising livestock. They have been focusing on surviving this thing. And he has, his volunteer fire department, kind of, he's got some contacts there. He's got some training you get from that and some skills. And Fernando's going to share them with you in just a little bit.